At 3:50 a.m. that morning, before Missy showed up, church security cameras discovered that a person fully clothed in police tactical gear had broken into the church.
Welcome to CSL TV, and I just hope you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day. Now, if you're new to the channel, this is just a review, a reaction, as well as an informational channel. Hopefully the informational part help you in zooming out, and we're just going to watch some videos and talk about them. And if you've been rocking with your boy, I just got to say thank you so much for rocking with me, because you could be somewhere else, but you're rocking with me. And with that being said, I just hope you, your family, everybody you love, hell, everybody who has listened to me by this point, having a good week, a blessed day. You already know. Let's get it.
Completely through her back. I could see every one of her ribs through her chest.
This story is heartbreaking. You may know Adriana Thyssen, a fitness influencer with over 600,000 followers on Instagram. She was perhaps most famous for her weight loss content, having lost 100 pounds in 1 year while documenting the experience online. She also ran a plus-size sportswear brand. Her weight problems growing up led her on a downward spiral into drug addiction and depression, weighing 220 pounds at age 39. But with a healthy diet and exercise, she pulled herself out of it, amassing a huge following along the way thanks to her sense of humor. In one of her recent posts to her 500,000 Facebook followers, she wrote that people follow her because, quote, I make fun of the worst moments in my life. But just this week, that all changed. Her family announced on Instagram that she passed away at just 49 years old. They didn't announce the cause of death, but reports say she died at her home in Brazil. The family asked for prayers and compassion. Rest in peace, Adriana.
Man, rest in peace to her. I know what it feels like to lose weight. I used to weigh 285, and I got down to 189. Got into a crazy car accident. Ain't been able to work out, do anything. Now I weigh 231. And I'm just like, man, I can't wait to get this surgery. Hope it goes well. Hope I don't hear no bad news about other issues they haven't been yet to discover, but will discover here pretty soon. So I can get my life back and be able to interact with my kids, get back into this fitness shit like I've been.
I could tell she was dead from looking at her. I could see the outline of her intestines. I could see every one of her ribs. What am I going to do, like inject her with liposuction?
At what point did you guys become concerned about her weight?
It's always been something that we've watched. She never was sickly in any way, slow, lethargic, no health indicators that said anything was wrong other than that she was skinny, which I just didn't let it get to me. I could tell she was dead from looking at her.
So what did Tatiana do?
She tried to do CPR.
And then what were you doing?
She's the one who knows how to do all that kind of stuff, so I was looking and watching and trying to think about what to do next.
Was that never an alarm for you? Like, man, I mean, I can see all of her bones.
I don't trust the medical system so much as other people.
But looking at your daughter, looking back, didn't you have any concern for her looking at her?
Yes, I did.
But you just didn't think it was concern that the medical field could fix?
I was not happy about how thin she was, but I also have the belief that God didn't make us all,
the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Did your
She was always very healthy. She was never sick.
That's where I'm going to disagree with you, okay? I'm a parent, I'm a father, I have 3 children, and I'm just being honest with you. And he'll tell you, when I walked in that bedroom today, I started crying. I looked at that little baby for a millisecond, and I knew that she wasn't right for some time. And you're her father. Yes, let me ask you this, when's the last time you saw that baby without any clothes on in a bath? I could see the outline of her intestines through her stomach. I could see her spine completely through her back. I could see every one of her ribs through her chest.
I'm not happy about it either.
She didn't get this malnourished and skinny overnight.
I can't tell you. I guess I haven't really worried about it too much. The thing is that, everybody's always got something to nitpick about a baby kind of thing.
No, you're right about that. But Seth, there is a difference, and I have pictures.
What am I going to do, like inject her with liposuction? What are the doctors going to do? You know what the leading causes of death in this country is, don't you? Yeah, that's medical malpractice. It's more dangerous to take your kid to the doctor than to leave them
That's not what most people think. Most people think it's cops. But do you feel responsible in any way for what happened today?
Do I take some responsibility? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll never forget it.
that's sad. This dude, man, been fucking starved his little baby to death. Like, you can tell your big ass no when something don't look right. And yeah, God did not make us all the same, but you gotta feed your kid. How do you feed yourself, but not feed your kid? And that's the shit that's real disturbing to see your Pillsbury Doughboy self up there, healthy, but yet they was talking about you seen the insides on the outside. The baby was so skinny. So you should have known someone right.
On April 18th, 2016, Missy Beavers pulled up to the Creekside Church of Christ at 4 a.m. to teach one of her famous boot camp classes. But she would never get the chance to teach this class or any other ever again because she was brutally murdered that morning.
Man, this is so disturbing, but as always, is what we watch and do on here. We about to listen to this beautiful soul story. Hopefully, we can help find her killer, because I think this is ongoing. I don't know. If it is, we gonna find out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, like, comment, anything you might know about this content we about to get into. But I don't want to talk too much, so let's get it.
It has to be at least
By someone connected to the police. Missy was a beautiful young mom of 3 girls and wife to her husband Brandon Beavers. Missy and Brandon were high school sweethearts. They got married right at 18 when they graduated. They quickly started their family, and while she absolutely loved being a mom, she had plans to have a huge career in the fitness industry. She loved exercising, and her whole life she had wanted to be a personal trainer. When her kids finally got old enough, she was able to get her personal trainer's license and start living her dream. Missy decided to start her own boot camp called Camp Gladiator. She was a no-nonsense type of trainer, and the evening before she was murdered, she posted, "No excuses, you are gladiators," encouraging everyone to come to her 5 a.m. fitness class the next morning.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here, man. Man, a beautiful soul out here. Look at all these type of people she out here motivating. All these type of people she out here motivating to get healthy, because health is wealth. I can't wait to get back into the gym once I get this surgery and know what the hell's going on with my body, because health is wealth, man. I love working out.
But what Missy didn't know is that her Facebook post to encourage her clients to come to class gave her killer the exact location of where she was going to be and when. Missy's classes were so big and popular that she had to have them in the parking lot of a nearby church. That morning, a huge thunderstorm had rolled into their town, but Missy refused to cancel class, which is what sealed her fate. Instead, she told her clients that the class would actually take place inside the church basement and that they all better show up. It was 4:18 a.m. the next morning. Missy always got to the church about 45 minutes early to set up before her students started arriving around 5. She parked her car.
Now, the crazy thing about this whole story right here, man, is that she always got people together, always made a way for them to come work out. We go into the church, we about to be inside the church. You feel me? Like, all good vibes. Who would not love that type of energy? First thing in the morning, positivity hitting hard. You at a church, okay, all happy faces, and then we about to hear what happened.
She parked her car near the front door of the church so she could easily get her equipment out, but her killer was waiting for her inside. At 3:50 a.m. that morning, before Missy showed up, church security cameras discovered that a person fully clothed in police tactical gear had broken into the church. When Missy entered the building at around 4:20, the security footage caught her coming through the door and walking down the hallway. But this was the last time that she would be seen alive. Right at 5 a.m., Missy's dedicated Gladiator students started arriving for class. When they entered the building, they found something that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. They found Missy dead. She had been stabbed in her chest and head and was completely covered in blood. They immediately ran outside to call 911, but the scene that police found would make this case so much more complicated than anyone knew. Investigators discovered that whoever murdered Missy didn't have access to the church. The killer had forced their way in through the back door. They also tried to make it seem like a robbery gone wrong. You can see on the security footage that they were opening a bunch of doors and pulling stuff off of shelves inside each room, but there was absolutely nothing missing. Police struggled to find a motive for Missy's death, but they actually picked up some vital clues from the security footage. Whoever the killer was walking in a really strange way. Their right foot would turn sharply outward with every step, causing them to limp as they walked. They were also able to figure out that whoever murdered Missy was around 5'6" to 5'8", which is not very tall. So now police are thinking that whoever killed Missy might have been a woman. They started looking into Missy's husband, Brandon. Brandon was on a fishing trip in Mississippi the day before and during Missy's murder, and he said that he couldn't think of anyone who would want to hurt her. But a search warrant on his cell phone told a different story. Missy and Brandon had been having some serious issues. They were struggling financially, and Missy had been having an affair. And on Missy's social media pages, they found something else. Police discovered that Missy had most likely been communicating with her killer 3 days before she died. Missy told her friend that she was getting really creepy messages from a guy on LinkedIn, and that she didn't know what to do, but it was making her super uncomfortable. They both agreed that the messages were super creepy and strange, but Missy didn't really think anything of it after that. But police knew Missy was on edge because she actually had a gun inside her car that morning when she was murdered. But
See, now this is crazy. She had a gun, getting these messages, and now this motherfucking creep and killed her in the church. You know, demons. Man, I don't even know what to say, because this is crazy. Like, who would think about getting murdered in a church? Think about it. It's a church, man. So this demon that came in that, boy, man.
But instead of bringing it with her to the church, she had forgotten it in her glove box. Police were kind of at a dead end until a local dry cleaning business called police in an absolute panic. Just 4 days after Missy was murdered, her father-in-law Randy walked into a local dry cleaner carrying a blood-soaked shirt. Randy told employees a story that he had broken up a dog fight and was carrying one of the dogs to the vet, and it bled everywhere, and that he needed to have the shirt cleaned. But when police started to look into Randy, they noticed that he was about the same size as the killer and walked with a strange limp. But Randy had a super solid alibi, and a few other people confirmed the story about the dog fight. This is when police get their first actual big break. New footage from a nearby camera captured a car driving slowly around the parking lot of a sporting goods store near the church just a few hours before Missy was murdered. The car spent exactly 6 minutes in the parking lot of the store with their lights off before driving away. Police believed it was a 2010 Nissan Altima, and they went to the public for help, but this was a dead end because the owner was never located. So the police go back to what they do have, the security footage inside the church. An expert looks at the footage and tells police that the person walking with a limp most likely had it because of the weight of the tactical gear, and that it would be impossible to tell the exact gender of the killer or if they had a limp in real life. But this wouldn't be all for nothing, because in 2019, they got a tip. A former police officer named Bobby Henry came directly into the spotlight for Missy's murder. Bobby told police that at the time of Missy's death, he did in fact still own his tactical gear. It was even more suspicious when they found out that Bobby actually went to church at Creekside. He also walked with a limp and owned a car very similar to the vehicle seen in the security footage. But police had a big problem. Bobby was huge. He was 6'1", which was too tall to be the suspect, so he was ruled out as a person of interest. This is where Missy's case goes completely cold. Whoever committed the murder knew how to clean up a crime scene because they weren't able to find any conclusive forensic evidence and no murder weapon. Police are still actively looking into this case as a homicide, and someday hope to bring justice and peace to Missy and her family.
Now this is crazy for the simple fact. Look at these faces, man. Beautiful smiling faces, beautiful family, good spirit, wanting to start people day off healthy, in good space, good spirits, all that type of stuff. So when you go out here in this infested, negative world, you know, the few sprinkle of good people you do meet, maybe you can enlighten each other, you know, et cetera, whatever, talk to each other however you want to, you know what I'm saying, word it. But then, you would not think of somebody being killed in the church. That's just something I have not heard, like. But then again, I mean, it takes a certain type of demon to do that.